So the first thing I wish I knew when I was starting out in PPC was all of the really neat Excel tricks that you can use to get it to do the work for you, especially when I'm doing ad writing. I used to use, or just go in manually and capitalize the first letter of each word, which took a lot of time when I could have just done equals proper and Excel would have done it for me. The second one was when I started out doing display network exclusions. I would go through the entire list of all of the websites that our ads appeared on, and that would take many hours when I really should have just been focusing on the ones where we spent money. Because if you're not spending money, then it's not imperative that you exclude those placements right now. And the third thing that I wish I had known was the difference in match types between Google and Bing. Because when I added in negatives, I would add them with the symbols for phrase and exact match, and then a few months later found out that all negatives are actually treated as phrase match. So I had to go back in and eliminate all the symbols to make sure I was actually putting in the correct negatives.
I don't have 3 things I wish I had known. I have one, and my one thing is when you're doing an Excel spreadsheet and you're going to do a keyword upload later back into the editor, never, ever, ever delete your match type column because you may need it. That's my one thing.
The 3 things that I wish I had known about PPC when I started was, first of all, when you are doing keyword tracking in Bing and you decide to put param 1 as your destination URL for your ads, you can't have a space between param and 1 because Bing will continue to run your ads and not let you know that something's wrong with them. The second thing is that I wish I'd known that the way match types work in Bing for negatives are different than they are in Google. And also when you're doing a search query report for negatives, sorting alphabetically will help you find things easier than just sorting by other means.
Okay, MSN editor is difficult to use at first. Find and replace is a lifesaver in Excel, and you can bulk edit in AdWords editor.
Well, the first one is that there's such a thing as lead fraud. I didn't know that for quite a while until we got a lot of leads for one of my clients that I didn't really understand why leads had increased so much, but long story short, it ended up being some kind of weird incentive based, you fill out this form, we give you an incentive to do so, you're entered in a drawing or something. But anyway, that exists. I wish I had known because a lead isn't always a valuable lead, and that's important to know. The second thing that I wish I'd known was that different lead types have different values, even for non-e-commerce clients. So obviously e-commerce leads have different values, but even for non-e-commerce clients it's important to define the different types of leads and their different relative values so that you can ensure that a lead for this brand of product or that brand of product or white paper download or a contact form submission is valued properly in terms of what the company's actually getting out of it, so you can offer your clients the highest return. And then the third thing is that you can use the data that AdWords and analytics provide to you, not just to evaluate your performance, but to come up with ideas for additional expansions. You can use geo-targeting performance. You can use geographical performance data to geo-target new campaigns, or you can use search query reports to come up with basically keyword expansion ideas. It's not just for evaluating how you're doing, it's also for figuring out what you could do in the future. So those are my 3 things.
Always run spell check before uploading your ads, that MSN keyword reports don't automatically show conversions, and knowing how to use Excel.
The 3 things that I wish I knew for PPC would be how to use Excel, really use Excel. Also how to cut and paste in the AdWords editor, and how to use my match types to the best of their ability and make my account run smoothly.
When I first started PPC, I wish I had known that I could look at revenue data on a keyword level in Google Analytics. And I also wish I knew that when uploading bid changes in MSN's desktop editor, that I would get an unexplainable error unless I included the keyword match type in my data.
The 3 things I wish I knew about PPC from the beginning are as follows. Number 1, that a conversion is actually different than a lead. Number 2, Ad Center rarely wants to cooperate with you. And number 3, freezing panes in Excel is great for analyzing reports below the fold.
This has been brought to you by Hanapin Marketing and PPC Hero. For more information, please visit our industry-leading blogs, ppchero.com and seoboy.com, and follow us on Twitter at @PPC Hero.